All right. Good morning. Welcome to Southwest Flavor. Happy Thursday to everyone. Today we have a special guest. We have Jason Ayers with Gap Ministries. Welcome.
Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing pretty good. I feel like, summer is finally here and it's hot and it's really difficult, but then your kids go back to school and you think summer's going to end and it doesn't.
Right.
But it's still 110 degrees outside. And, then unfortunately, I just got sick. So you get that summer cold and it's kind of weird, right? Like,
Did you get the summer cold when the kids went back to school?
Yes, right when they went back to school.
They brought it home?
They brought it home, and I was like, this is instant. Like, why, every year. It's like, I should tell them, like, you need to just spray yourself with Lysol when you come home or something. Like, but every year it happens, and so, but we're here, and we're doing
thank
good.
you so much for coming in this morning.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. So tell us a little bit about Gap Ministries for someone that doesn't know that much about it.
Yeah, so Gap Ministries has been here in Tucson for 26 years now. We started here in 1999, right before the big Y2K crumble. The whole world was supposed to collapse then.
Yes.
And we started, my parents started this out of their home. So they really felt like God asked them a question, what's in your hand, right? And so they had a bedroom that they could take in a foster kid, and they had a garage that they could fill up full of food. So we started feeding people out of our garage and taking care of a foster kid. And that's really kind of the foundation of who we are as an organization, is that we really felt like that was a calling on our family's life. And so from there, we've grown immensely. Our mission statement's pretty simple. We bring help to children, healing to families, and hope to the community. And we do that in a lot of different areas. We have kind of two wings of who we are. We have our foster care side. So we do group home care. And what makes us unique and different in the group home space is we do family-style group homes. So we're not just run by staff, but we're run by a mom and dad who live in the home full-time.
Right.
And so that's really neat, and that's unique to most group homes here in the state. I think might be the only one in the whole state that runs family-style, which is cool.
Yeah.
Then we license foster families as well. So if you're a person who's like, I could take a kid into my home, we could help you go through the licensing process and then walk with you through the process of being with the state and all the minutia that comes with taking in a foster kid. We're kind of like your advocates and help you walk through that process. And then we also do what is called parenting time, which is supervised visits with biological parents and their kids during the process of reunification.
Oh, okay.
So the goal of every child that comes out of, gets removed is to get reunified with the parents.
Sure.
Obviously hoping that those parents are doing the right thing and getting their lives back together, but the goal is reunification.
Yeah, get those families back together.
Exactly. Healthy families are a good thing for our community.
Exactly.
So that's our foster care side of what we do. And then we kind of have this community side of what we do. And inside that community bucket of things, we have our warehouse, which gives out free food every day it's open, which is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They give out free food, and then we also have a O5 Market, which is a low income grocery store or kind of a help subsidize. It doesn't have everything in it, but it has a lot of kind of staples that you would need for your home. So you can come into the warehouse, you can get some free food, and then also shop in the O5 Market to purchase some stuff for your family.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Then
can anyone go in there?
Yeah. Anybody can come in. Okay. You can come in multiple times a week. There's no you can only come once, and we're going to check your ID, and then, you can come every day if you need to.
Okay. Cool.
And the neat part is the free side changes up pretty regularly. So it's not the same thing every day.
Yeah.
So, maybe today we have, some lettuce and some tomatoes and flowers and, some of that kind of stuff. But then tomorrow it's potatoes and something else. So, every day it kind of changes up and is a little bit different. And that's really neat because for people who are kind of right on that edge, right, not quite in complete destitution, but right on that edge where you're struggling to just make everything. It's a great kind of stopgap.
Right. And I'm sure you've seen more and more of that just over the last couple of years with inflation and just people trying to pay their bills. And
100%. Yeah, we went from having about 20 to 30 shoppers a day to having about 500 shoppers a day.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I had no idea.
Yeah, we have about 500 people every day. Every day we're open on the campus, and we're open from 9 to 11:30, and then we close for lunch, and then 12:30 to 2:30 or 3.
Okay.
Probably getting that wrong, but somewhere around that time.
Yeah.
And so, the market and the free piece is a really helpful piece for our community, and really for people who need that help in the in-between moment.
Right, exactly.
Then we have our kitchen, and the kitchen does a couple things. It produces meals for low-income families. It produces meals for students in like after-school programs. Produces meals for elderly who are, on Meals on Wheels, those types of things.
Sure.
So John produces about 1,000 meals or so a week. Maybe a little more and a little less, just depending on summer is a little higher, and because all the kids are out, so now we need lunches for these kids that used to get lunch at school, now they need lunch.
That's what a lot of people don't think about,
right?
That the kids eat at school.
Yeah, it's amazing. Kids who normally get free or reduced lunch program, they're part of that program at school. A lot of those kids, one of their only meals is from school.
From that school, yeah.
So if they're eating at home, what they're typically eating, unfortunately, is chips or things that are easy to grab for the kid or for the parent.
Yeah.
They aren't full meals. So it's like, okay, I can have, cup of noodles, which again, I remember a season in my life where I had a lot of cup of noodles, right? Like, I'm not trying to say cup of noodles is bad, but like when you have a kid who's growing, they need nutrition.
Yep, exactly.
Right. And so John and his team works really hard on making sure when we provide meals, it's a nutritious meal that these kids can have.
Right.
So that's kind of what our kitchen does on a pretty regular basis. And then we have our Career Plus program. And our Career Plus program does job training and kind of job readiness. So it consists of a couple different pieces, but the main piece that we do a lot is an 8-week training program. And inside that 8-week training program, they have life skills on Mondays. And then Tuesday through Friday, they do practical job training. So we have a couple tracks that people can be a part of. So we have a culinary track,
right?
Because we have a kitchen, which works out well. And then we have our warehouse track, so people can learn about warehouse management. They get forklift certified.
Okay.
They learn how to drive box trucks. We want to eventually do a CDO piece of that. We're still working on that process. It's a lot more complicated than you would think.
Yeah.
And so it's taken several years, and we're still not there yet, but we want to eventually have that. And then we have a retail store. So we have a thrift store that we have over off of Pima and Craycroft.
Okay.
So we do retail training with those people.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
So those are kind of the tracks of our Career Plus program. And then through that process, they also get financial literacy classes they can take, or computer literacy classes they can take. They work on resume writing, interview skills, all that kind of stuff. And then what's cool about our program, they go through our classes, they graduate, and then we stay with them long term.
Okay.
So it's not just like, hey, finish the program.
Yeah.
Great job.
Right.
Slap them on the back and say, go get them, Tiger. It's, hey, we're here for you. We want to be your support network. We want to be here for you because you're going to hit a bump, I promise.
Oh, yeah.
You're coming out of potentially incarceration, drug rehab. You're trying to better your life, and I promise you will hit a bump.
Yeah.
We want to be the team that's here for you. Obviously, not everybody takes us up on that, but the people who do typically end up being a lot more successful in the long run because,
of course,
unfortunately, they just don't have the network of people in their life to help them stay on top of things and stay in the positions that they need to stay in so that they don't make the mistakes going forward.
Right. Yeah. A lot of times that's why they ended up where they ended up.
Exactly. Yeah. They're not surrounded with...
They don't have that support system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we want to be that support system for them. So we stay with them long term. We help them. If they need more training, we try to find classes for them or teach the classes ourselves that they might need. Or we work with them and with job placement and go, okay, hey, this, let's stay in this job. Don't just quit because I know maybe you're frustrated.
Yeah.
Why don't we stay here? And then let's try to find something else before you leave.
Sure.
Because what a lot of people do, and I think in our culture today, we're really knee-jerk reaction people today.
Yeah.
Right? So
kind of instant gratification.
Right. If you don't like what you don't like you're mad at your boss, you're just like, well, I'm quitting. It's like, okay, I understand. You're frustrated. Things aren't working out. how can we learn from this process?
Right.
Do I need to become better at communicating with my supervisor, my boss, or whatever? Maybe it's a me problem.
Yeah.
And so we work on that with them. Like, hey, have you tried this? Have you asked about this? Have you done this? And we try to help them understand, part of potential work conflict is us, right?
Sure.
Like, we have a responsibility to play. Now, is there part on your supervisor? Absolutely. But we need to take our responsibility. Okay, I should own my piece. I'll make sure I do my piece. And if still nothing changes, okay, then I go find something new.
Yeah.
And so I think that's something, people who maybe have not had those great role models in their life don't know that that's what you should be doing.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. So like you don't teach that in school. They don't teach conflict resolution in school, which goodness sake should be like a mandatory class for everyone in high school. Like you should have it should be like 2 semesters of conflict resolution because 90% of what we deal with in life, no matter what you do,
of course,
is having, you run your own business.
Yeah.
You're probably often dealing with conflict resolution, whether that's with one of your clients, whether that's one of your staff, whether it's one of your suppliers, whatever it is. Right. Conflict resolution is a big deal, and yet we don't teach people how to do it. Yeah. We just expect, well, I hope you figure it out someday. It's like, well, most people don't.
Right.
And then they bounce around from place to place, and they're frustrated, and they're angry all the time, and they feel like the world's against them. And it's like, well, we have to learn to figure out how to talk through our challenges. And so that's part of one of the things that we think is really important when we're teaching people, is that we have to teach basic life skills. So we have a conflict resolution class. I teach a class about critical thinking and understanding how to think through problems, because again, not something people get taught very often.
Right.
So how do you think through challenging situations, and do you just give up when it gets challenging?
Yeah.
Right. Like I can raise my hand. Sometimes I do that. I give up when it's challenging, but how do we press through and deal with the difficult situations? And
and sometimes you just need to take a step back.
Yeah.
Give yourself a rest or break, and go back and take a second look at it and go, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe everything isn't stacked against me. Maybe I can do a couple things to make life easier.
Yeah. So that's kind of GAP in a nutshell. Mm-hmm. All the different pieces and parts of what we are and what we do.
Yeah, you guys have a lot going on.
Yeah, it's pretty busy. It's funny. Nonprofits have these ebbs and flows, but because we do so many different things, all of our ebbs and flows are in different times.
Okay.
Right. So certain groups, they get slower in the summer and then pick up in the, when kids are back in school or whatever, right. For us, it's always going. There's never we have a relaxed season. Nope. There's no relaxed season at CAP. There's no slow season. There's no we can all take a break season. Nope. It's just 24/7, always going, which, it can be tiring, but I think, with God, it's amazing. So
right, exactly. Well, let's take a quick sponsor break. We will be back in just a couple minutes with Southwest Flavor.
In Marana, community isn't just where we live, it's who we are. And at the heart of it all is the Marana Chamber of Commerce. We are building a thriving community through connected business leadership. We start the month bright and early with Marana Mornings, sparking real conversations and connections. We celebrate growing networks at our 4th Tuesday mixers, hosted in exciting spaces. We unite visionaries and leaders at Impact Marana, driving meaningful progress together. We look ahead with Marana Insights, hearing directly from regional voices about what's next for our town. And we serve through the passion of our board of directors and ambassadors, creating a culture of belonging through service and leadership. Because of our members, we're not just doing more, we're becoming more. Together, we're shaping the future of Marana. We are the Marana Chamber of Commerce.
Looking for a delicious meal or a place to cater your next event? Visit Tucson Tamale Market, located at 7286 North Oracle Road. They're a family-friendly restaurant and market offering authentic tamales and local products. Don't miss out on their summer bi-weekly specials. Try a new $10.99 meal special every couple of weeks. During the summer, enjoy their gift card special. Buy $50 of gift cards for only $40. Stop by and see what's new at Tucson Tamale Market.
Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road will help you with all your insurance needs. If you feel like you have a hard case due to a moving violation, a DUI, a suspended license or car accident, contact us and come to Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road and get a quote today. Open late hours y hablamos español. Estrella Insurance, an agency you can trust.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
The monsoon season is here, and Pixrock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing wants you to beat the heat and keep cool all summer long. Now through the end of August, we are offering a $49 diagnostic special. Our highly trained AC technicians are ready to battle the intense summer heat, so you don't have to. Call us at 520-492-0748 or picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing.
Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids is an inclusive community empowered and united by the strength of the human-animal bond.
It taught me responsibility. It taught me kindness and social interaction.
We have programs for every member of our community.
I love track because I have 2 daughters. We come out here and get all of our energy out.
Track is my home away from home.
You can make a donation or even become a monthly donor.
Thank you for supporting Track, Tucson's Ranch. We hope to see you here soon.
I've had water and mold damage in my house twice. Both times I freaked out, but I called Steamy Concepts right away. If anyone tries to tell you to use someone else, just say no way and call Steamy today.
About a year ago, we had a flood in our kitchen, and we didn't think to call anyone else but Steamy Concepts. They were very professional, and we really enjoyed working with Steamy Concepts.
Steamy Concepts accepts all homeowners insurance. Call Steamy today or go to steamyconcepts.com.
All right, welcome back. We're talking with Jason Ayers of Gap Ministries. So one of your main focuses, especially from the beginning, was the foster program.
Yeah.
And you guys had many foster homes throughout Northwest Tucson, basically.
Yeah. So when we started Gap, we had our room with our foster kid in it, and we realized, okay, how do we impact more kids?
Mm-hmm.
How do we increase this? Because as a foster family, you're only allowed to take so many kids in.
Right.
And it's like, okay, how do we do this at scale? Because we want to impact as many kids as we can impact. And so we learned about what group homes were, and so we started doing research and understanding that, and we realized, okay, we need a bigger facility to do that. So we purchased our first home for that, and it was terrible. Like, the house hadn't been lived in like 4 years.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
And so we had some great church partners from out of state and in state. They came and we gutted the house, and we had a lot of really great people around the city who helped out with stuff. And so we got that house up and running, and we had our first group home. And from there, throughout probably the first 15 years of our organization, we grew that side pretty great. The need was really high. I think at the height of everything, we had 14 homes.
Okay.
Each home has about 10 kids in each home.
Wow.
And so from there, and the state had about a need of, there was, I want to say anywhere between 15 and 20,000 kids in the entire state in care.
Wow.
So there was a lot of kids in care.
Yeah.
And then over the years, they've made some shifts in how they choose to remove kids, how they do things. And so with that, their need for group home has shrunk. And so we are, we are now down to only 4 group homes.
Oh, okay.
And there is only, I believe, one other group home here in southern Arizona. And so there's only a few of us left doing this what's called group home care.
Right.
And so what that means is, for us, group home care is typically your tougher kids. They're not, the kid who's been first removed. It's typically a kid who's been removed and maybe bounced around a few times, and then they land with us.
And they're usually older kids too, aren't they?
Yeah, we very rarely get kids that are under 6 or 7, unless they're in like a big sibling group.
Okay.
So that's one of the areas that we kind of can specialize in, is we can handle larger sibling groups. But in general, they want to place kids with either some family member or into foster care first.
Sure.
And I can understand that. It's hard to be in a group with 10 other kids trying to just be successful, right? Like it can be a difficult situation. So that's one of the reasons we decided we also wanted to get into the licensing of foster families.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we kind of have both hands in both of those areas, is because we realize at some point in time, they're probably going to want to phase out group homes completely. I think if the state had it their way, they'd have 0 group homes.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, I don't know if they'll ever get to that point because kids can be tough, and that's really hard to take in. If you're, a family of 3 and you bring in a new kid and they're really difficult, like that, foster families have that might not be easy for them to take on. And so that's why we end up typically getting kids, and we try to stabilize them and try to get them the help they need and all the things and the services kind of put in place to then eventually potentially get them back to either foster home, or if they can get back home to their regular family, that would be great too. So
how long does it usually take to have someone get licensed to be a foster parent?
Yeah, so the licensing process really depends on the person, right?
Okay.
Like you can go as fast as the state will let you go, basically. Most people, it takes anywhere between, I think, like 8 to 12 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Just depending on the process, though, because the issue is like you have classes you have to take. They're online, so you can take them kind of at your own pace.
Right.
We'll work with you and say, hey, are you taking classes? Are you staying on top of it? We'll try to kind of handhold through that process, but we can't really force people to take the class.
Sure.
So
they have to do it on their own. Yeah.
Right. So they have these classes they take, and then after they're done with classes, they have home studies that we have to do. And then we go out, we check, make sure that they're
the
compliant.
home is safe.
The home is safe, and there's certain rules that have to be met. Like if you have a pool, it has to have a fence around it, that kind of stuff, just for safety.
Sure.
And so again, depending on that process, sometimes that takes longer or shorter because if they didn't realize that there was a rule, then they have to get things fixed. So every person's a little bit different, and it really depends a lot on the person. So if the person's like gung-ho and like ready to go, it can be relatively quick. If they're slow about it, then it could take 6 months.
Sure. Yeah.
Hopefully not, but that's kind of just the reality of what it could take.
Right.
So
is there still a big need for private foster homes?
Absolutely. Yeah. The state's always trying to get more families because one of the challenges we face is a lot of our families end up if the kid becomes adoptable, our families adopt them. Then at that point they close their license. So we had like 30 or 40 some adoptions last year.
Oh, wow.
Which is great.
Yeah.
But then we just lost 30 homes. So we had 70 homes last year. Now we're down to like 40 because they all adopted, which is, again, phenomenal.
Phenomenal for those
kids.
Yeah,
they have permanency. Yeah. It's great. But now we've lost a lot of families, which is hard because it's like, oh, now we have to build back up and get more families. And so, there is always a need. I think that's something that the state is constantly looking for families who will be willing. I think it is one of those things that people shouldn't take lightly. It's one of those things that like this isn't a sick puppy. Yeah, this isn't like going down to the shelter and be like, oh, this is a cute dog, I want to take it in. Like this is a big deal. And like you need to know that going in because you're going to deal with a lot of really difficult things that you've probably never dealt with in your entire life.
Yeah, there's going to be some challenges.
Right. And if you're not ready to take that on, it's much better that you don't take it on than try to take it on and go, oh, I can't do this. Because the issue is then that creates more trauma for the child.
Yeah.
Right. If the child's having to bounce around from foster home to foster home to foster home because no one wants to work through the challenge, that creates more issues for that child, right? And it just creates more and more trauma points in their life. And now they're, in their 20s and they're not understanding why they're dealing with issues. And it's like, well, because you didn't feel loved or you didn't feel like accepted or, whatever those trauma points are in their life. And now they're repeating the cycle, right? They're doing the same things to their kids as their parents did to them because they don't know any different. And their brains aren't wired different and they didn't get the help and the resources they needed. And so we encourage foster parents like, hey, this is going to be difficult and we want you to know that we're going to encourage you to fight through difficult things.
Yeah.
Because what's easy to do is like, it gets difficult and be like, peace out, I'm done. Right? Like that's the easy thing to do. It's like, we want you to fight through the hard things because I promise it will be hard. You're not going to get your first kid and it's going to be sunshine and rainbows and like everything's going to be perfect. It's going to be extremely difficult. You're going to have to deal with a biological family because we encourage all of our families to be involved in the case and be involved in reunification because a lot of time, I have 2 adopted kids myself through the foster care system. And I can tell you, growing up doing this, I had probably some resentment to biological families, right? Because I would see these kids come into our home, they've come beaten or hurt or, whatever. And so I felt like, how could someone do this to a child?
Yeah.
So you have this like mindset of like, I'm just frustrated that these parents do these things to kids. How dare they do that? And when I went through the process myself and my wife and one of the ladies that was teaching our class, she was amazing. She did a great job of breaking down, like, I understand you can be frustrated with these parents, but they need help just as much as the kid needs help. And, as believers, it's our job to shine light. Right. And so, I have to have a heart for the parents just as much as I have to have a heart for the kids. And that was a hard like pill for me to swallow at the beginning. Cause it was like, wait a minute. Why do I have to love these people? It's like, well, God tells us first to love them, but second, because they need help just as much as this kid needs help.
Yeah.
And so my job as a foster parent was not to want to adopt every kid that comes into my care, but was wanting to love this family so that they could see the love of God and get reunified with their kids. And so through that, I was able to see parents in a different light.
Yeah.
And so we try to teach that same thing to every parent that comes in, is like, hey, I understand maybe you want a child, maybe you've not had a child before and you want to do adoption. I get that. But if you're becoming a foster parent, your first goal should be reunification with that parent and trying your best to be the light that they need.
Right.
And if that doesn't work out, I understand, like, not everybody's going to be okay with hearing from you. Like, I have 2 kids because the parents didn't want to get their life right.
Yeah.
But I've also fostered a kid who dad turned his life around and he got his kid back. So,
nice.
So there is those moments where the parents are going to receive from you and they want the help. And so if we can be that light at foster families, if we can be the people in there really pouring in, man, now we're actually changing people, right? It's not just like, oh, I took
changing the community.
Right. I'm not babysitting a kid for 6 months. I'm changing a family's life and a trajectory of their life.
Yeah.
Right? Because statistically, most of our kids, their parents were in the foster care system. Not all, but a vast majority of them. I would probably say 70 to 80%.
Wow.
Yeah, big percentage. Their parents were in the foster care system. And unfortunately, the parents before them probably either were in it or should have been in it because of just the abuse and and the times it wasn't, removals wasn't as big a deal. And so because of that generational like cycle that happens, if we can step in there and break that and stop that process from repeating itself, now we have a better society coming out on the other end.
Right.
I think it's something like 70% of people who are incarcerated touch the foster care system in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people in jail. 70% of them are touching this foster care piece.
Yeah.
If we can realize, if we can fix this over here, we might actually fix our prison system problem.
Yeah.
Right? Like if we can fix foster care and we can help families actually get better and healthy and whole, we could actually fix big society problems. And so one of our big things is we just, we say we're breaking cycles of poverty and abuse, right? And so when we do that, the idea is that we want to stop this from ever, if we can prevent it from happening again, man, now we've actually changed things. We're not just impacting one person's life for 6 months, but we're actually changing the trajectory of a whole family.
Right.
Which is amazing because that's what God's called us to do, right?
Right.
So,
well, Jason, thank you so much for coming on today.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a great time.
All right. We will be back in just a couple minutes with Southwest Flavor.
In Marana, community isn't just where we live, it's who we are. And at the heart of it all is the Marana Chamber of Commerce. We are building a thriving community through connected business leadership. We start the month bright and early with Marana Mornings, sparking real conversations and connections. We celebrate growing networks at our 4th Tuesday mixers, hosted in exciting spaces. We unite visionaries and leaders at Impact Marana, driving meaningful progress together. We look ahead with Marana Insights, hearing directly from regional voices about what's next for our town. And we serve through the passion of our board of directors and ambassadors, creating a culture of belonging through service and leadership. Because of our members, we're not just doing more, we're becoming more. Together, we're shaping the future of Marana. We are the Marana Chamber of Commerce.
Looking for a delicious meal or a place to cater your next event? Visit Tucson Tamale Market, located at 7286 North Oracle Road. They're a family-friendly restaurant and market offering authentic tamales and local products. Don't miss out on their summer bi-weekly specials. Try a new $10.99 meal special every couple of weeks. During the summer, enjoy their gift card special. Buy $50 of gift cards for only $40. Stop by and see what's new at Tucson Tamale Market.
Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road will help you with all your insurance needs. If you feel like you have a hard case due to a moving violation, a DUI, a suspended license or a car accident, contact us and come to Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road and get a quote today. Open late hours y hablamos español. Estrella Insurance, an agency you can trust.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
The monsoon season is here, and Pixrock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing wants you to beat the heat and keep cool all summer long. Now through the end of August, we are offering a $49 diagnostic special. Our highly trained AC technicians are ready to battle the intense summer heat so you don't have to. Call us at 520-492-0748 or PictureRocksCooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids is an inclusive community empowered and united by the strength of the human-animal bond.
It taught me responsibility. It taught me kindness and social interaction.
We have programs for every member of our community.
I love track because I have 2 daughters. We come out here and get all of our energy out.
Track is my home away from home.
You can make a donation or even become a monthly donor.
Thank you for supporting Track, Tucson's Ranch. We hope to see you here soon.
I've had water and mold damage in my house twice. Both times I freaked out, but I called Steamy Concepts right away. If anyone tries to tell you to use someone else, just say no way and call Steamy today.
About a year ago, we had a flood in our kitchen, and we didn't think to call anyone else but Steamy Concepts. They were very professional, and we really enjoyed working with Steamy Concepts.
Steamy Concepts accepts all homeowners insurance. Call Steamy today or go to steamyconcepts.com.
All right, we are back. Welcome back to Southwest Flavor. Now we have the ladies from Soul Dog Lodge. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
It's so fun to be here again.
And you brought Leo.
And we brought Leo.
Leo's somewhere around the studio. He's walking around.
He's busy with the bone.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Leo, since no one can see him on the camera right now.
Leo's quite a character. Do you want to tell his backstory, Val?
Yeah, so Leo and his mother and his sister came to us from a breeder up in Reno.
Oh.
And Leo and his sister came as puppies, but we did not take the mother right away.
Mm.
And at that time, my parents passed away. So Leo is named after my father,
okay.
and his sister Arlene is named after my mother.
Oh, wow.
And then we went back and got his mother, and we named her after my grandmother, Sophie.
Oh, cool.
So
and we have a dog named Sophie
that's
also.
Right.
Yeah.
So we both Leo and Arlene came as puppies, and then Sophie came right afterwards. And so Sophie and Leo lived with Shelley.
Okay.
And Arlene is up in Reno.
And is Leo is he a Russian wolfhound or okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
He likes snow.
He likes snow.
He likes cold weather. He's not crazy about the heat.
Yeah.
He's got very tender feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's a
character.
big dog.
He's got long legs.
Yes. Very tall.
And I don't know, is Devo the male version of a diva? Because he's a diva.
Oh.
Yeah. He believes he's a prince.
Yeah?
Yeah. So
Well, he goes to a lot of places and he's seen by a lot of people, so they know him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He likes adoration and proper umbrage.
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
There you go.
and he's also Soul Dog's mascot.
Ah, okay.
So you'll see him on promos. You see him all over the place, and that's why Shelley takes him everywhere.
Many, 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 many years ago, I remember going to a networking function. This was back on the East Coast.
Oh, wow.
And there was a gal that walked in, and her physique was just, absolutely perfect. And she had short shorts on and like the muscles. You could tell she was a serious bodybuilder. She was absolutely stunning. And I talked to her, and that's her brand. Her body was her brand. And you couldn't help but reach out and say, whatever you're doing it right. And I remember that and bringing Leo signals that we work with dogs.
Right.
We're not a restaurant. We're
not an air conditioning company.
No, we're not. We're not. Yes, we are not. And so, he elicits a lot of conversation.
Yeah. He has such a great personality.
He just likes hanging out and being adored. Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yes. And when folks come up and talk, they want to tell us about their dog. Mm-hmm. So
it's a conversation starter.
It's always a conversation starter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I'm tabling anywhere, like the Oro Valley has their nonprofit fair for the Oro Valley Chamber. If we can have him at the table, we get a lot of folks that will just come up to us and talk and ask questions. A lot more traffic than if we just had, our materials and a couple of stuffed puppies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, people love animals.
Yeah, and I think it really opens up the conversation. Like Shelley said, people want to tell you about their dog as soon as they see him. And otherwise, they might start off by asking about us, where we can find out more about them and then be able to kind of tailor our conversation with what they might,
Right. So how did Soul Dog Lodge start?
You do it better than I do.
Okay. Well, Soul Dog was a generation, kind of a brainstorm from Arizona Greyhound Rescue.
Oh, okay.
Arizona Greyhound Rescue actually has been in business over 30 years. And
wow.
While the track was here, we were getting a lot of greyhounds. When the track closed, we were still getting greyhounds from all over the country, but we never really had a home to be able to put our dogs into a place to decompress and then be adopted out. We then met Rachel Molyneux, who had Soul Dog, and we started to use her facility for our greyhounds and realized that we had a real passion to develop a nonprofit that would keep all dogs in homes and out of the shelter, not just one breed.
Right.
And from that was born Soul Dog Lodge and Training Center, a nonprofit. And so we service all breeds, all dogs, all people, and the mission is to keep all dogs in their homes and out of the shelter.
Yeah.
And that was the genesis of it. So we, working in a small kennel, which that's what we had, about 10 kennels, we realized that we weren't really helping as many people as we needed to.
Yeah.
So we then had a dream to build our new $4 million facility, which we just opened.
Wow.
Have you been there?
I haven't been there yet. No.
Right.
You had your event. Well, it was 9:00 on a Tuesday or Thursday.
It was on a Thursday
Yes.
morning, yeah. I didn't schedule that because I knew that you had a program. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I think I had Frank there. I think Frank.
Oh, Frank the Tank's everywhere.
Yes.
He's everywhere. He's
Right.
great.
Yeah.
So, and I also love the saying that you guys have on the back of your shirts, which is pretty much your motto, right?
Oh, that one. Be the person your dog thinks you
Yes,
are.
yes.
Yeah, we really, we're not a shelter.
Right.
We're not a rescue. What we are is filling that gap in between all of those awesome nonprofits in town to help families keep their dog in their home.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like. Sometimes it's a dog that they adopted that was more dog than what they ever thought that they'd be getting. So it's some training to help the family, help the dog, to make sure that the dog stays with them. It could be somebody that adopted a doodle, poodle, schmoodle that thinks, well, I got the dog because it's, what do they call it? It's something that they're not allergic to.
Oh, okay.
But they need a ton of grooming.
Ah.
Doodles, poodles need a really good groom every 6-7 weeks.
I think that's what my son just got was Labradoodles, I think.
Oh, yeah.
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 He got a brother and sister. But yeah, they've already had to groom them a couple times, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So grooming is a big part of it.
Yeah.
Folks come in for grooming all the time, but in terms of the mission, oftentimes there's dogs that have been to groomers or have never been groomed, or the family can afford grooming. We want to be able to help them, whatever that looks like, so that they don't surrender their dog back or drop it off out in 3 Points or Pitcher Rocks or God knows where. We want them to keep the dog, respect the dog, and have a lifelong relationship with that dog.
Right.
Enjoy the frosty faces season, like your boxer.
Yeah.
Or it could be boarding. We do boarding, training, grooming. But in terms of that mission, the boarding is for families that go on vacation, have a weekend off. Maybe they're getting some work done on their roof, and their dogs go crazy with all the workmen around, or new HVAC.
Yeah.
Or it's families that have a crisis. We work with the fire department, the police department, and they oftentimes come upon families that just are having a rough time, a rough go of it for whatever reason. So we take care of the dog, board the dog, while the family figures out their life.
Right, that's true. I didn't think about that. But yeah, if you had a fire at your home or something and you had to move out for 6 months and you have to rent an apartment or something and there's no dogs allowed over there. Yeah.
It could even be a domestic violence situation and or a medical situation.
Medical emergency. Someone has to go get surgery and maybe they have to go out of town for the surgery or for treatment or something.
Right now we have 2 dogs with us that have been with us for quite a while and will continue to be with us because their owner had a medical emergency and he was supposed to go for surgery, but he had the medical emergency first.
Oh, wow.
But what we have been doing is bringing the dogs to the hospital to visit him.
Okay.
So that he can at least see his dogs and his dogs can see him and know that they're going to be reunited at some point.
Wonderful.
So we go that extra step to be able to keep dogs and their families together.
And how do you see after visits like that? How do you see the demeanor change with the dog?
Quite a bit, but I'll tell you, it's the staff who take them that are elated. I mean, they come back with just a renewed sense of spirit as well. So I think, the visit with the family and the dogs are pretty amazing.
Leo, you're almost in the shot. He's right outside of the camera shot.
Come here, buddy. Leo, come here.
Well, that is wonderful. So what does the boarding process look like? Is there certain requirements, like if someone was just going on vacation for a week or 2 weeks?
Yes, we do require all of the rabies and the distemper.
All the vaccinations.
And also Bordetella to protect, the dogs.
Okay.
But otherwise, it's really, there's no pre-screening or anything. You can go ahead and make an account on our website website, and then as long as you have all the vaccinations and we have room, we can certainly take you.
Okay.
But we have found a lot of our boarding dogs are coming really from our training side of the family as well.
Okay.
Because our trainers are so well versed in doing a lot of different types of training. By coming in either for grooming or training, generally people then will start to book boarding as well.
Well, that makes sense. They're familiar with your facilities and everything. And,
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your training.
Ooh.
I'm sure there's a lot to it.
The stories are as varied as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Most times, I shouldn't say most times, a lot of times folks will call when they have an issue.
Right.
They can't walk them on the leash. I just had shoulder surgery and my dog pulls me.
Right. Or chewing things up. Or
Chewing things, barking, bothering the neighbors. I mean, so those are some of the challenges that we get calls about and that our trainers work with. We start with a first behavioral consultation so the trainer can meet the dog, meet the owner, and talk with the owner about what the steps might look like.
Okay.
Because some folks like to work slower,
Yeah.
some work harder. And our trainers also want to know that the owner is invested in doing the homework, practicing, and
it's a process.
Moving ahead.
You actually have to work at it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
just like piano lessons.
Yeah.
You get the lesson, but it doesn't mean that lesson is going to increase your skill. You have to practice. You have to practice in your home, on the street, in the car, in the park, at work. That all has to happen.
Yeah.
We also offer puppy classes. But we offer puppy classes at a very young age.
Right.
Even before some of the final vaccinations, because we believe very strongly that the puppies need to come in and get socialized and start that process of training, but training the owner as well.
Right.
Because a lot of dogs are surrendered as the puppy gets older and they haven't been able to manage the dog or manage the house.
Yeah.
And so the dog goes to the shelter. So we're trying to preempt that by doing the puppy training. We also do trick classes. We do agility classes.
Oh, wow.
We do offer board and trains when it is important for that dog to maybe stay with us a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
But we also then include the family with that type of process as well.
Very cool. All right. Oh.
Thank you.
We have found that with those puppy classes, whether it's the very early one we call puppy preschool or puppy elementary school, which is puppies that are a little bit older but have been fully vaccinated, if they go through that early process, I call it the recidivism, is pretty non-existent because we try and track it.
Yeah.
Because, we're working with the families to make sure they stay in their home.
Right.
Again, all of it goes right back to our mission. And then we work with Oracle Animal Rescue a lot.
Oh.
They seem to get a lot of, he agrees. They get a lot of litters up there for some reason. And so the first Saturday in September, we are starting something called Puppy Yoga.
Oh, well, that's coming up in just a couple weeks.
I know. We're almost sold out already. But we've got a yoga instructor who also teaches at the Mark in Marana.
Okay.
And she's going to teach yoga, and then Oracle Animal Rescue is going to bring puppies. So, I joke that I put air quotes around yoga because, you're going to lay on the ground and, puppies just
Puppies
jump all over you. Yeah. I mean, ultimately with the end result of having the puppies adopted, or at least having great.
Very nice.
Stop.
I'd like to go
Now
back
he's
to
very
our
verbal.
boarding a little bit.
Sure.
Because I think it's important for people to know that when you board your dog with us, the dog is out at least 4 to 5 times a day.
Okay.
And our value proposition for boarding is that we provide a lot of enrichment for the dog. So they might be in a play group. They might do puzzles. They might go have different types of activities. They might do treadmill. They might do a lot of different things during the day, during their stay with us, which is really, really important. And that is something that other places don't do. The other thing that we have is we have 24/7 staff. So we have staff overnight as well. So the dogs are never left alone, and there is always somebody there in case something happens. But the enrichment piece that we do really tags into our training as well, which we just love because the training of the dog and the boarding of the dog go together. So generally, when a dog goes home, some people come and do a day board where they'll come and stay for the day and just do enrichment, or there'll be a longer stay. But when that dog goes home, they're very happy because they've had a lot of things to do during the day to keep them busy.
And tired.
And tired.
We also, I think, part of our wheelhouse, Ron, is folks that have tougher dogs are oftentimes not included in other boarding or day camp situations. So some have been asked to leave other places. That's kind of our space, is if you have a tougher dog, if you have a dog that other places have kicked out of grooming, kicked out of boarding, that's what we do. So if the dog with the enrichment that Valerie was talking about, maybe that dog cannot be around other dogs. It's still going to get enrichment. It's going to get a walk. It's going to get playtime. It's going to have time in our little pools. There may not be other dogs around at the time, but that dog is still going to get that quality time with our team. There's other dogs that just live to be around other dogs. So the enrichment will be appropriate for them. So we have heard already this summer, this is our first summer, we've only been in there since March, from families who have boarded their dogs and have not taken a vacation in years because there hasn't been any place to be able to take their dog. So we feel really, really proud of an incredible team that's working as our kennel specialists and our groomers and trainers. I mean, we really have brought some really great people together. And when we were first hiring lots of people back in March and April and May, we were honored that there were folks in our field, in kind of the rescue dog world, that came to us and said, you know what, we've been watching Soul Dog for a long time. We want to come to work for you.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. That's an honor.
It really is.
I think for a long time, you've been in the industry for a long time. And when you get that super team, it feels really good, right? Doesn't it? And you feel like, oh my gosh. So just shout out to Justin and his team, Kim, the trainer and her team, Caitlin, the groomer and her team, the front desk. I mean, they gel so well together. And we also have a volunteer coordinator, Wesley, that is then just kind of pulls it all together with volunteers. And we are accepting volunteers and using them quite effectively within our different programs, so they get a lot of different types of things to do. But when you have that team and they're so good and they work so well together, you feel very good, and the service you're providing is excellent.
You're at ease a lot more because you're not worried about it. You're not having to micromanage anything.
I still don't sleep, but
this is Mom.
But I think and this too, if you can let them do what they do and do it well, oh my gosh. I mean, it just shows in everything they do, and our clients see it as well. And that's what's beautiful about this. So we are getting ready to expand. I know this is scary, everybody. I'm sorry. But
oh my gosh!
We knew
it.
We knew phase 2 was coming. We purchased 5 acres, so we have a large space that we can build a campus. I think one of the things that were coming to light really quickly for us was a low-cost veterinarian clinic.
Oh, yes.
And we have made the decision to start that process and the design. and then putting together the business plan and the numbers, and then eventually launch the capital campaign for this.
I wonder if eventually you guys can do something with the veterinary school that's here in Oro Valley.
Yes. The idea for us is not only should this be something that, the public can use and get great service, but also to let other people learn and teach and learn more about different types of programs that they get. I know in the right now we use a JTED student from the veterinarian.
Very nice.
For the pre-vet, and it's been very successful.
She set the bar really high.
Yeah.
She was incredible.
Yeah.
She's like the youngest, most responsible, respectful, incredible young woman.
Wow. I love the JTED programs.
Yeah. They rocked it
They
with
do
her.
so much good in the community.
And I think this was really good for her because she got to see another side of a business that deals with animals in a way that she would never have gotten in a veterinarian clinic. And so that has been very valuable. But we're very excited about this new phase, a little nervous, but we really feel that the community will come together and really help us do this because I think it is a service that is just so needed in this area.
Right. I agree. So how can people get a hold of you guys for Soul Dog Lodge for any of your services or for volunteer opportunities?
Everything is at our website, souldoglodge.com. It's all there. The stories, the events coming up, the donations. We don't have anything about the vet clinic yet. That's still kind of a little further into the future.
Okay.
But it'll be coming.
But, please go to our website. Take a look at our training philosophy. Take a look at our mission. Look at our vision. And if there's any way you can support us, we're there. We have an Amazon wish list that if you have any interest in doing something like that, we can always use dog treats, dog food. And for dog food and dog treats, we also do an event called Dogs, Donuts, and Donations the first Saturday of every month. And we
It's every month.
Get donations of dog food and treats and beds and things to give to the Marana Food Bank. And so Shelley was the inventor of this beautiful program and has been really successful, and it really gives us the ability to give back to the community as well.
Right. Well, thank you, ladies, for coming on the show today. It was a pleasure to have you.
That was fast.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we didn't stop for any commercials.
We didn't. No, not this time.
Wow.
We just went through.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's a
All
pleasure.
right. That is another episode of Southwest Flavor. Join us every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. We'll see you next week.